See that tape? Hold on. Wrong side. Hold on. That's wrong side. Hold on. See that tape? Hold on, my tape. It's fucking like cracking. It makes noise. It barely wants to close. It's fucking dirty. I got this laptop in like fucking 2017. So it's going 7 years, 8 years strong. Like if I wiggle the power cable, it'll shut off. Like it's fucking like it got fucking because I'm in a basement, so it has like bugs in it. That's like fucking. I'll see a fucking like a spider crawl out of it. Like this laptop's a piece of shit. I ain't even gonna lie. But it edits my videos. It still works. So until this bitch dies, I'm gonna. But I need to upgrade though because honestly, like I can't stream the way I want to. So yeah, me as a parent, I made a sacrifice for my son. Like I was saving to move out of my grandparents' house. So Christmas is coming up. I'm at a new job. I'm making more money, and the YouTube. I'm not gonna say it's taken off again, but it's growing slowly, so it's not dead, and the money has gone up a little bit. So I was able to save and buy it. Like I was gonna buy him. He wanted a computer, a PC, but all the cheaper ones were like either I couldn't get it because it was overseas. It was an overseas company, so I couldn't get it imported over here for whatever fucking reason. I never built one, so I didn't want to waste money. And then on top of that, the ones from Amazon, a lot of people say they suck, they burn out, they don't work. So I'm like, you know what? I told my son, show me the one that you really want. And he showed me the website. I found the cheapest one on the website. It's a fancy brand from like a company called SkyTech or whatever. They're like,
yeah.
He got me like a Player One PC. I mean, I bought him a Player One PC that was like fucking. Apparently, it's really good. He gets like 100 and it goes up to 200 FPS for his like Fortnite. Okay, it was an NZXT computer. I don't know if you know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those professional gamer computers. Like people, you can run like Diablo on it with no issues, and like all these fancy games like Elden Ring with no issues. My son just plays Fortnite and fucking whatever other games. But I'm like, if I buy you this PC, you're not getting nothing else for the rest of the year. Nothing big at least. And you're gonna have this PC until you're in high school. So you graduate high school.
Dude, I'm being honest here. That PC about to last even longer than that. As long as you just upgrade the parts, it's fine. You know?
And can you hear me?
No, yeah, I can hear you. Your camera froze. I can hear you fine.
What the fuck? Hold on.
Holy
Hello.
shit.
Okay, so the audio's here.
Yeah.
What the? See, shitty ass fucking camera, bro.
That's this is why
I gotta reset the There we go. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yeah. No. I can always hear you. Just your camera froze.
Okay. It. Yeah. I noticed it froze on my end too. So I thought I was talking to myself at one point. I'm like, this is shitty ass PC. So I'm making the executive decision since I'm like, you know what? My grandparents are old. There's no really rush for me to get out. I don't have to pay rent. So I'm like, I'm not in a rush to prove a point to the world. I just don't care at this point. So I'm like, I'm just gonna stack my money and probably upgrade to a PC myself eventually. But I want my son happy.
Man, go to Walmart. They have really decent gaming laptops.
I heard those are pieces of shit. I watched the guy on
YouTube. For what you need, that's a massive upgrade. You spend like a good $400 or $500, you get a massive upgrade. I would do it personally.
I just want something I can stream on really good.
I promise you, those will stream perfectly.
Okay.
Do you know what a massive upgrade those gaming laptops are compared to what you have now? Because you're not into like hardcore gaming. You're getting it for like recreational use, video editing.
Right.
Like, yeah, I would honestly, not Walmart. You have Best Buy in your town, in your city, don't you?
Yeah, of course. I got Micro Center. I got Best Buy,
dude.
But I want something nicer. So for example, right? Like I'm not doing hardcore gaming now, but I don't know what I might want to do.
Those gaming laptops will though. Those gaming laptops now, if you get a really good one, they can game just as well as a PC, and it's portable too. So if you went to like your locals and you had a way to connect your computer to like their internet there, you could also just like edit some footage there if you want to. They're that strong now.
Okay.
Like literally, because I know you said you spent a lot of money getting your son a gaming PC because you're on a laptop mostly anyway.
I am.
Just get a gaming laptop. Then it costs like honestly less money than buying the PC. Honestly, like $400-500 at a Best Buy or Walmart will get you something really good. Honestly,
no, that makes sense. Honestly, I'm gonna do it eventually. I just haven't done it. I can literally go buy a PC right now.
I hate
saving
you.
money.
Oh my god. Fucking black people, man. Always
I'm saving money. So like, if you don't know, we're in a recession. Clearly, times are kind of hard. So I want to make sure my savings stay at a certain level. Like, it's one of the reasons why I didn't want to go to YuGiOh Nationals. Outside the YuGiOh pricing sucks. However, I'm just saving my money right now. But I'm gonna buy a PC. I'm kind of getting irritated with this laptop. It's like I done dropped it a few times. It's like it's fucking irritating, honestly. But like you said, black people. I'm doing black people shit. So
God, man, why you gotta be doing that, man? Michael, what's up, man? What's up, Walter? How you doing, dude? So before we get into the other big topic I have for tonight,
okay,
let's talk about Power Rangers for a real quick second. Here. Remember how you were on a few times and like the news started circling about Power Rangers that Netflix were gonna have a Power Rangers cinematic universe with like movies that lead into TV shows and TV shows
they
and movies.
Canceled that, right? Did they cancel that?
So it's not that it's canceled. They're shopping for a new buyer to produce it, whatever they're gonna do.
Oh shit! So who is shopping? Netflix or?
Yeah, it was revealed that Netflix is kind of shopping the idea around to people right now. It's not that it's canceled. It's more like, well, they just don't want to do it anymore. But dude, they've only did like 2 things for Power Rangers anyway. They only did Cosmic Fury and they only did the Once and Always special. They really didn't do anything. I didn't watch it. I watched a little bit of Once and Always. It was all right.
What do you mean? Once and Always, the one with Billy, right?
Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah, it was only a 1 hour special.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. It was solid overall. It was just like,
I think that would have been a good precursor to a new series.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. What's up?
No, I think it's probably a good. I think Once and Always would have been really good as a precursor to a new series that they just never did.
Yeah, but I think the problem is like all that building up that they were announced, like the media was announcing, like they got this one guy to do it. They have all these producers lined up, and then nothing, like, and then Boom Studios that does the Power Ranger comics. They, how they had that big storyline with like Lord Draken and the Power Grid and all that stuff. That storyline, that entire storyline is coming to an end after this. The Master of Vile event is over. They're gonna do a one-shot comic after that, where it just wraps up everything. So Power Rangers is not only stopping from a cinematic standpoint from TV or movies. The comics are going to be basically on hiatus now too, because Boom Studios, the company that does it, they just got bought out by Penguin Random House, which is another company in the comic book industry. So Power Rangers is just in a huge loop. Is it still popular in Japan or no? Super Sentai is still going on. It's still going strong.
It's still going strong. Okay.
Yeah, from what I heard, it's still going pretty strong. Yeah, but you know what the problem is Power Rangers have here, dude? Yeah. There's no clear direction on what they really want to tackle from the audience. What was that episode in Ninja Steel? I think Tommy had like the Master Morpher. I think they should do something like that. Because they keep overcomplicating shit. They keep thinking, oh, we gotta tie in like the 90s shit with like the Power Rangers Samurai era kids. It's like, no. Right. They can just get a new team, have them basically multiverse, have like Tommy's era. You could have like West from Time Force jump in, like he did in that. He was in that episode. Have them come in, like have some big old crossover.
No, I agree. I think they need to do like a series where everything makes sense and stop starting over. Like Cosmic Fury is okay, but I didn't watch it. But like, I don't know. They need to get away from the cheese. I think they're doing too much cheesy shit for kids, and today's kid is not us when we were kids. Yeah. When we were kids, you can get away with cheesy shit. Nowadays, like my son's generation, these kids are so edgy they don't want to watch that shit.
Well, the thing is, they have no clear direction on which audience they're trying to tackle. Are you trying to tackle like the 90s kids that grew up with it? Because a lot of 90s kids, a good amount of them, they stopped at like Mighty Morphin, maybe Zeo. People like me and you, we went through the series forever. Honestly, a lot of seasons.
We're technically considered like diehards.
Yeah, and then you had, I think last time you were on, or someone else, I remember you had said kids from your son's era. The Yu-Gi-Oh series they grew up with was Zexal. And you got to factor in. Remember how
that's my nephew's era. My son,
yeah.
My son was born when Zexal was going on, but like he was a baby.
So, like, when you have kids that were growing up then, Power Rangers RPM, Power Rangers Samurai would be like their season that they would start with. So you
Yep, my
imagine,
nephews love Samurai. My nephews
yeah.
love
So,
Samurai.
like, people gotta like. I don't know why Power Ranger fans think this. Not everybody just stopped watching Mighty Morphin. There's literally kids in your family. Their Power Rangers is Samurai. They know Jaden as their hero. That's their
Right.
Red Ranger. You know, they have no
But I
direction
think
on where they
that
want to go.
generation, but I think that generation didn't get it wasn't that big of a show when like it was big, but it wasn't to the levels of it was in the 90s when we were growing up. In the 90s, Power Rangers were huge.
Yeah.
Like it was on the news. You will see it everywhere because it was like one of the first type of shows of that type of series to come to America.
Yeah.
And then
Toy
after
sales
Power
were
Rangers,
huge
that's when
for
we had
it.
all what happened?
No, toy sales for it were just
It was
massive.
through the fucking roof. Every kid wanted Power Rangers. It was on the same level of like Barbie, but for guys. So
yeah,
versus when my nephews were younger, it was big. It was like people knew about it, but it wasn't the it show. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's the thing is they have to kind of figure out which era of Power Rangers you want to tackle, or you just do it the Ninja Steel way. The episode they had that big crossover. Do it like that. Have like guest appearances from Power Rangers throughout all the seasons, and just move on from there. Because I think like that whole '90s cheese thing that can only really work if you have a specific way of doing it. You know, because a lot of people, like you said before, that are growing up now. If you're trying to get them into it, if they're trying to tackle that mythical modern audience that doesn't exist, even if they're trying to do that, which I don't think you can. How are you trying to get them to be on a time period that they didn't even grow up in? You know.
Well, the thing is, I think also too as well to add to that, when you factor in that back when we were growing up, everyone didn't have internet versus nowadays, these kids have internet and social media. Kids are a lot more mature than we were back then. So it's kind of like, and that's not to say that we weren't edgy, but these kids got access to anything. They got access to anything, whether they know it or not, 24/7. And I know some parents don't want their kids watching like maybe a slightly more mature version of Power Rangers or anime and things like that. But the majority rules. So since majority rules, that's going to make a majority of your money. Kids like actually more mature stuff. Like I'll give you an example. I keep bringing up Beyblade, but Beyblade is a good example. The new season my son grew up with, Beyblade Burst, actually had a lot of buzz behind it. Like I remember kids, like it almost felt like the early 2000s again. Because like when I would pick my son up from daycare, a lot of kids had Beyblades. I would see kids in a toy aisle going to buy Beyblades. The YouTube community for Beyblade on YouTube was like bigger than the YuGiTube community, which Beyblade shouldn't be bigger than the YuGiTube community at that point, but they were. Like, yeah, Beyblade YouTubers that hit 1 million subs way before any other YuGiTuber, and most YuGiTubers only hit 1 million subs. So,
yeah,
I would say the main thing is the writing. And my camera froze again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
I'm going to turn my camera off. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Hold on. See if I can just remove my camera. How do I do this? I feel old. Okay. Is that better?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. So, what the point I was going to make? Oh, yeah. Beyblade had buzz. But the reason why Beyblade had a lot of buzz because the show was actually good. And when the writing is good, kids would follow, just like with fucking anything. So the reason why Power Rangers ain't as popular anymore, I think, is because the writing sucks, honestly. Like, we might nostalgia watch it to relive our childhoods, but like it's cheesy as hell. And unless you're like some hyper Christian parent who wants something safe, and I'm doing air quotes safe for your kids, you're not really gonna have a good show. Even Christian kids that are quote unquote good kids, they sneak and watch mature stuff. They sneak and watch anime. So the main thing with American media for kids is I feel like they have it right when it comes to like toddlers and little kids, like ages 5 and under. But when you get to like the preteen age, like my son's age group, from like 10 to 13, when you need to start introducing more mature shows. And it doesn't have to be like really mature. It could be like shows that are good, like 13 plus, like a One Piece. Like give it the maturity of an anime where it's like you have shit that goes on, the stakes are high, people die, but you just don't show gore and blood. They might like die off camera or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because I think another thing that they have to
They
stop
play it
doing is
safe when it comes to like shit like that.
yeah, I think another problem is just the whole Mighty Morphin thing. Because I think always kind of going back to Mighty Morphin's detriment to an idea as well. Because as we watch Power Rangers for a while, Mighty Morphin's not even it's always like I'll say season 1 is top 10 worthy, but seasons 2 and 3 were not as good. Especially Alien Rangers was not as good. Right?
It's all nostalgia, man. Like that's it.
Yeah.
I think people have copium. That's just nostalgia, man. Like
yeah,
I would argue RPM was to me RPM definitely Time Force and fucking even Ninja Storm were better seasons than Mighty Morphin. Honestly,
yeah.
Mighty Morphin has some nostalgia. It has the Green Ranger arc, which was dope. But even going back to watch that arc, I'm not watching it because it's entertaining. I'm watching it for nostalgia. But I can go back. Actually, when I did go back about 10 years ago now, damn, that time flies. About 10 years ago, when I went back and rewatched all the old Power Rangers or my favorite seasons, I didn't want to rewatch Mighty Morphin. I rewatched Ninja Storm, Time Force, fucking RPM, and I fucking enjoyed every bit of them.
I do a yearly rewatch.
What's up?
No, I do a yearly. I didn't do it last year, but I usually do a yearly rewatch of Power Rangers in Space. That's my favorite season, as you know. It always holds up very well. Holds up so well. There's a few bad episodes in there here and there. It's some really shit ones, but holds up very well. Time Force holds up very well. Lost Galaxy holds up very well. RPM, like a lot of them age like very well. It's
right
because I think the problem is there's other really awesome Rangers outside of the originals that people don't even know or have experienced yet because like the people that have ran the business haven't put those people in front and center yet, but they'll throw them in specials so they know that there's some reason why they should be there. I think they should try to every once in a while put a new face there, because how many times is people go, oh, it's Billy, that's the original Blue Ranger. Well, Billy's not that interesting though. You know what I mean?
Isn't. Like you need a Jason. Like, I mean, rest in peace to JDF, but I think he should have been the face of the franchise personally.
Yeah, like Austin St. John was Jason. Well, it's weird how that's so weird how Red Ranger's name is Jason. Tommy's name is actually Jason. Austin St. John, he was a good Red Ranger, all things considered, but there's much better Red Rangers after him. Like TJ was pretty cool.
TJ was pretty good.
Yeah,
but most people don't know
good.
A lot of kids that grew up, like my brother grew up watching Power Rangers, so like a lot of his generation, like the first generation millennials, they were like the ones who got hooked on Power Rangers. My generation came second, and they don't really know because like most of my brothers, like the 39 to 40-year-olds, they watched Power Rangers, they didn't know who the fuck TJ was. Most of them didn't.
Yeah. And it really just depends on like I guess you could say where you grew up or how you grew up too, because like as you know, like some people like us, we just kind of stuck with it throughout the many years. Every year at premiere, we'd watch it.
Yeah, I mean, we're just nerds, so it's kind of like we like nerdy sci-fi shit, so that's why we stuck with it. Honestly,
there's a video you did recently, young man, where you kind of like blew up the Yu-Gi-Oh community. Honestly, you blew up the internet
a
little bit. Okay. So the Yu-Gi-Oh TCG is dying, What in the world made you want to do that video?
Honestly, I saw a trend of everyone making videos like that. So I'm like, let me go ahead and give my honest opinion on it. And then I asked my son, he told me, oh, you should try making an AI thumbnail. I'm like, okay. And I told the AI system, I want a thumbnail with a guy crying in front of a car shop with a sign that says Yu-Gi-Oh is no more Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So the AI generated that thumbnail. I'm like, let's fucking go. That looks sick. And it literally looked real too. Like I got some random guy. I'm like, I wonder if people think that's really me, or that I wonder if people think that
I didn't know it was AI until you told me right now. I actually genuinely thought you made that thumbnail.
Huh?
I actually genuinely thought you made that thumbnail. Actually,
no, that was all AI, bro. I just added my text and added my my face on it.
Really?
And then the thumbnail I had after that with the next Yu-Gi-Oh ban list impactful with the monkeys and the dartboard, that was all AI. I typed in, give me a Konami boardroom with monkeys and dartboards. And it made it. I'm like, AI is fucking lit, bro. Like, I fucking love this shit. I'm using this shit from all my, and then also what I do too for all my other thumbnails, I use AI to clear it up. So my thumbnails look a little, it fixes like the, it makes it look a little sharper, essentially. So there's different AI programs that does different things. So it essentially takes all the editing process and make it 10 times faster.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna start using it for my thumbnails too.
Bro, they have AI. Bro, they have AI now. They can take somebody can take a picture of your face and use an AI bot and make you go live, and people will think it's real, but it's AI. You can kind of tell it's fake, but it could be some dude from fucking India using a voice changer with your voice, and he can trick you. You can troll people with that. Yep.
Crazy world we live in.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
So after your video, it did very well. The reaction to it, honestly, usually with those videos, you know, back in the day, those videos will be very divisive in like the comment section.
Yeah,
most people didn't disagree with you. The only thing I disagreed on was the part where someone had told you that the reason why Yu-Gi-Oh was dying because there wasn't many girls, which wouldn't make any sense because this game is geared towards dudes. Like the demographic of dudes compared to women in Yu-Gi-Oh would.
Well, I brought up girls in my video, so maybe that's the reason why. So I brought up girls specifically because I said girls does help keep the game strong because like in most card games that are more successful than Yu-Gi-Oh, in my opinion, like Pokemon and Magic, you have a decent little girl crowd at play. Now everyone knows, even though where there's girls, guys will go. So if you have more girls playing, I'm looking at Lorcana. And Lorcana in Chicago, the locals I go to that people play Lorcana, I see girls playing Lorcana. Cute girls too. Like, and granted, maybe it's just the guy I know that's his girlfriend and he got her to play, but if he can get his girlfriend to understand the Disney game and play, it's a simple game to play that anyone can understand it. Girls aren't girls are sensitive. They get intimidated. They get frustrated, so they'll leave and quit before any damn thing. So if a game is simple enough that a girl have the patience to play it and like it, and that's not to say a girl can't learn Yu-Gi-Oh. I know girl Yu-Gi-Oh players. It's just with the amount of shit you deal with Yu-Gi-Oh, most females aren't going to deal with that shit because they have a lot of extra emotions on top of a bunch of other shit. So when you have a girls playing a game, more guys are going to want to play, more sales are going to go up. So that's good for the company. I didn't really go that much into detail, but that was my
the reason why.
And plus, like I said, also my video, it'd be dope going to locals. I see a cute girl that's not a fucking trap card playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Get to know her, and then we go on a fucking date. We have this love for Yu-Gi-Oh.
Man,
I can bang her out of my bed, fucking duel on the bed. Like, what do you want to play? Strip Yu-Gi-Oh to bitch?
I'm just saying.
1,000 life points, some clothes come off.
What do you mean? You better start shitting every single time 1,000 life points lost.
I'm just saying, like, now that's like more on the lower end. That's like on the lower end of the spectrum of like game dying, but I don't believe games can have one gender in this state.
I think they can.
Yu-Gi-Oh primarily. That was more of a wishful thinking. Like I would personally like to see more women involved in card games solely for the purposes of it, making it more of a not so much of a sausage fest. Honestly, I don't like being around dudes all day. Dudes are weird sometimes.
Because the thing here is Disney primarily has a brand where they appeal to women very strong because of all the Disney princess thing. So Disney has a easier brand way of making women kind of be attracted to them. Yu-Gi-Oh is primarily like dude related, you know.
100%. And they try to appeal to girls like with the Harpy Lady shit, but like,
girls just really aren't into Yu-Gi-Oh like that. It's mostly a demographic. It's mostly a game.
I mean, in Japan they are. Like I've seen girls play Yu-Gi-Oh in Japan.
Yeah, and it's also like culturally too. Like you know, girls typically aren't going to be interested in card games just off just general principle. You know, they're mostly into like, well, whatever girls are generally into, you know, it's just,
the thing is most girls have a hive mind. So a lot of times I meet girls who would like certain shit, but they won't do it because they feel shamed amongst their peers. They feel most girls fall for peer pressure more than guys do.
Oh, because the thing I was bringing up was like, if any dude is out here saying fucking Yu-Gi-Oh dying because there ain't no girls playing, it's like, bro, that is.
I mean, I made that point, but that's like one of my smaller points.
I was
But
like, man, who told you that shit? I was like, damn, someone told this man a fucking lie.
That's all good. I mean, that's just one of that was one of my, and that's something that's worthy to disagree with. That was just something that I think it'd be dope to have. Like, not to say that these locals have to be like a fucking whole pussy fest, but like, I mean, let's be real. If people were to be honest, like all bullshit aside, I remember going to locals back in the day where girls did play Yu-Gi-Oh. I remember that era, and maybe you guys in your city didn't have it, but I did. And during my high school era, there were a few girls that played Yu-Gi-Oh at locals, and it was dope. They were pretty cool girls. Were they the most competitive? No, but they were pretty chill.
Do you think they left for? Do you think
Huh?
they left because of Yu-Gi-Oh, or do you think they left because the guys were fucking weird to them?
Both. So it was
Yeah.
one girl. She was a smoking hot Asian chick. We're actually friends on Facebook still. Really fucking cute. She was like 21, 22, playing Yu-Gi-Oh like in 2010, 2011. She got into Yu-Gi-Oh. She was single too. She was just probably into it when she was a kid. Then she got older, started going to locals, and she didn't really know how to play that. She wasn't that good, but she understood. She knew how to play like the basic stuff. Know what would happen every time she would go to locals? And dudes would like fucking hover over her like a hawk. They would give her free cards. And apparently one of my homeboys fucked her. I didn't even know, but I heard afterwards that they ended up having sex eventually. He was a Mexican dude, so kudos to the bro. He got to her before I could. But she was cute though. I ain't gonna lie, but I wasn't the type of dude. I'm not the type of dude that like when I see a bunch of dudes thirsting over a chick, I leave it alone. I'm like, all right, man, y'all could have that. So it's kind of like I know she said she quit because she just got turned off from people just like hovering. Man, she said it was just annoying. It gets to the point where it's like, okay, I'm a girl. I'm playing card games. Leave me alone. And a lot of cute girls, attractive girls, are gonna go through that. I remember an old friend of mine's. He brought his girlfriend to the card shop, and she was just hanging out there. And dudes would try to talk to her, hovering over her, staring at her. So it was like this is back in the day. Dudes are a little more weirder. Nowadays, I see girls go to locals with their boyfriends, and dudes don't really stare at them like that. So I will say Gen Z dudes are more respectful to nerdy girls because they're kind of used to it. Because nowadays, being a nerd is more acceptable. More girls are into anime and shit, and they're more open about it. So it's not really like a secret society of nerds, pretty much like how it used to be back in the day.
Yeah.
So nowadays, Gen Z dudes are like, okay, we see a girl at the car shop, whatever. But I will say this: if they see a girl that they think is they see somebody who they think is a girl. Now it's a lot of fucking trannies that play Yu-Gi-Oh. Let's be real. Like I thought one time I was playing against somebody I got paired up at locals like a couple months ago. Actually, early to mid last year, like during the winter time. I thought it was a girl. I'm like, okay, it's a chick. Until it opened his voice, started speaking. I'm like, is this a chick? I'm like, okay, she's pretty. I'm like, she's pretty cool. Not that bad looking. So a 5 or 6 on a good day. Fuckable. Come to find out, it was a whole fucking dude. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, nah, bro. I'm like, this can't be no tranny, dog. I'm like, come on, man. I thought we had a fucking, because she was with a tranny already. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's just her gay friend and they playing cards together. No, it was a fucking dude. It was a trap card, bro. I was like, bro, fuck me up. He was cool. He was like, yeah, I work at the dispensary. We should smoke together sometime. I'm
of course it does.
And I'm like, I heard the voice. It was the voice. It was kind of like a fake. It was like kind of like a fake girl voice. So like, it's kind of like a guy trying to force his voice to be girly. That's how it kind of sounded. But I can kind of tell she takes hormone pill or it takes hormone. I ain't gonna say it, whatever. That's kind of rude, but the person takes hormone pills. So it's like kind of like a forced girl voice with the hormone pills on top of that shit. So it was just kind of like, bruh. And I'm like, I don't really care about fucking people being gay and being trannies. That's their fucking business. Just don't try to force me to accept your lifestyle. I accept it, just it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it will be dope to have those, actual regular real women in the car game. But like even then, like when I've seen people when trannies go to car shops and dudes don't know that they're trannies, like myself, dudes will look like, oh, it's a girl here, okay. Then as soon as motherfucker turn around and you can see the face, like, okay, that's a dude with a wig on. Or you can be like, okay, I can't tell. Let me hear them talk. You hear them talk, you're like, okay, yeah, that's a dude. So it's kind of like, it's a lot of weirdness nowadays.
Yeah, my thing with it is like, I kind of just draw the line at that stuff. That's such hard mental delusions, you know. It gets it to a point where I would. It's not that even I don't accept this. It's more like that's not a real thing, you know. No one can be the other one, you know. Like, but then again, if that person hasn't like been bothering me and they're just out in public just doing whatever, but they're not really bothering anybody, then it's cool, you know. It's unless we actually they start a conversation with me and we go into like those intellectual things, then I would go that way. But if you know, if it's a person I don't give a fuck about or no, then I ain't trying to like entertain that, you know, because I'm not trying to like be a public nuisance, you know. I don't have like a podcast where I'm talking to people IRL, you know. But my thing with Yu-Gi-Oh, the problem isn't really necessarily like a girl thing. They don't.
No, that was one of my small. That was like a smaller point.
Yeah,
that was
because in your comment section of your video, most people actually agree with everything you brought up. Because I think another thing you brought up that was really key. There's no like, man, you know, in sports they have like a feeder system, which is like the college system. It goes into like the big leagues. Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't really have like a solid feeder system of people that are like fostering right now to become older players to constantly play the game as much as we did.
Oh, yeah, like the little kids growing up and shit.
Yeah, there's not like there's been a huge massive decline in a younger kid that plays Yu-Gi-Oh now.
Usually when they are, I ain't gonna lie, the only younger kids I see that play is because their dad plays and their dad kind of low key forces them to play. I see it at the car shop all the time. I can tell the kid is so it's kind of like I don't want to be that guy to tell the dad like, hey man, your son don't like playing this shit, but it's not my business. But I've seen dudes bring their kids to the car shop and play Yu-Gi-Oh with their kid. And I can tell their kid is just happy to spend time with their dad. And not to say that the kid don't spend time with their dad, but I'm saying to the kid, it's not really about the Yu-Gi-Oh! It's really about spending time with the dad.
Yeah.
Versus, you know, the kids don't have a passion for it like we had. Like every kid I see playing, very few of them actually care about the game. You know what I'm saying? And the ones that did, they're not kids anymore. They're like 14, 15. They're like fucking teenager. Like I think the youngest kid I met a kid like maybe what in 2017, 2018 at the regionals. I actually put him on my community tab. He was like fucking like damn near my son's age. He's 2 years. I think he's like 3 or 2 years older than son. So that kid should be like, he should be 15 now. But even then, he's not technically a kid anymore. He's a teenager. So it's really like we have like one final generation of people in high school that like Yu-Gi-Oh. And those are the kids who kind of like they were very, very young when Zexa was out, but once they get grown, it's done. Konami needs to like find a new way because like, and it's not even a lot of those kids to begin with. Cause like my nephew's generation, they're 17, 18. And then I got I know a guy in my car shop, really cool kid. He's 16. And then, like I said, the kid I told you about that kind of he was like almost close to my son's age. He was like 14, 15. So from 14 on to like 18, those are like the last generation of people who actually got into Yu-Gi-Oh because of an anime.
So what year would that be? Like what, 2011?
2011, yeah, so something like that.
Like basically the end of the Zexal era, which is like what 2014.
And maybe they probably watched a little bit of Reigns when it came out, or maybe 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the reason why I think Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh yeah, some people get into it too because of their older brother. Like a lot of older Yu-Gi-Oh boomers like us, they quit to teach their younger brother. And they get older. Like, okay, I want to play this game. My brother taught me, or something like that. But yeah, it's not a lot of them to go around though, because there's better card games. Like my son's a big One Piece fan. I guarantee you, if my son got into card games, it'd probably be One Piece or Pokemon. Because he'll be like, "Why would I play Yu-Gi-Oh? Where there's no cash when I can go play One Piece and make like $3 fucking grand?" Like my son's on a money grind. He's not a fucking dumb kid. He grinds hard for his Fortnite tournaments, and like even though he doesn't win. He practices all day, all night. Dad, I got a tournament coming up. If I qualify, I can get into this bigger tournament that help me win some money. I'm like, well, have fun, man. Like that. People always say, this is what pisses me off about the Yu-Gi-Oh community. They say, I got a comment today, and he's a subscriber of mine that comments a lot of my videos, but this dude's this comment is fucking dumb. And it's like no disrespect to him as a person, but it's a dumb comment, honestly. Like, He said, and I hate this argument. He said, topping the event is the prize. No need for money. This is a hobby, not a job or career. That is the lamest fucking excuse.
The lamest communist, socialist bullshit excuse
the thing
ever.
Is, when I have my 12-year-old kid grind hard for a fucking game for the chance of winning some big money, why wouldn't you not have it for a card game that's, when you look at it and take the copium out of your fucking mouth, it's clearly not as popular as it used to be. Is it popular? Yes. But that's because of the success off of the fucking original series from the early 2000s. And a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh boomers, guess what they play? Edison. Now, Edison is huge, but that's a community of people my age that's in their early to mid 30s. There's a locals in my city called TGS. Mm-hmm. It's in the south suburbs of Illinois, or south suburbs of Chicago. So they had a Edison tournament, 64 players over the weekend. It's like a monthly thing where they give out big cards that are worth a lot of money. 64 fucking players. A buddy of mine's, an old buddy of mine that used to play modern Yu-Gi-Oh, he switched over to Edison, started doing good. The prizing in Edison, as far as like the stuff you win like, he won a place at like Alti Caius's, which apparently goes for a lot of money. It's like $1,500. He flew to Cali just for that tournament. And that tournament was like 80 people. So Edison has a big community. It's not as big as modern, obviously, but like people would rather play Edison than to play modern. Even though people play modern, but that's like off of copium, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Copium, addiction, like there's a pro player in my local area named DeBlessing Wilson. He's a black dude. It's pretty cool. He got kicked out of a fucking. This is how goofy Konami. This is goofy shit Konami and the TCG does. He got DQ from a regionals for like apparently fucking. I don't know what happened. All the details. Oh yeah, he said he tried to submit his deck list online. It was like a glitch happened. It didn't have his side deck in there. He told them about it at the event. They said it was good. They picked him up round 7. They said he's like, yeah, even though you say you submitted your deck list and you have the actual downloaded copy showing your deck list, it didn't upload on the website, so we had to give you a DQ. So he was fucking pissed. He was pissed. So he said he left the venue. They told me they had to escort him out of the venue. So he left the venue, right? He said he was sitting outside on his phone. The fucking dickhead owner called the cops on him while he was outside on his phone minding his business. And he's like, dude, what? He didn't get in trouble. He was like, bro, I'm just out here chilling. That pissed him off. And this dude loves Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been knowing this dude since he was 14. He's like in his mid-20s now. Because he deck profiled me back when he was a little kid. I remember that shit back in the day when I topped my YCS. And like, he was like, man, fuck this game. I'm done. He's like, I'm fucking done. I'm tired of Yu-Gi-Oh! The game already don't have fucking good prizing. He's like, I'm switching to Lorcana. I'm gonna win some fucking money. And he said he's tired. He said he's selling his entire collection. He said he's fucking done. He said he's tired of Konami. He's tired. Players are fucking tired, bro. Like, all these dumbass players paying $500, $400 for the Fiendsmith engine. Why? The game, like, I like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Recreationally. Like, it's something for me to do on my Friday night when I don't have anything going on. And it gives me a reason to edit YouTube videos, and it's cool. But if I'm being honest, man, the game is weird. It's like, bro, all I do is set up board, make 2 to 3 negates, 1 to 2 interruptions pass. My opponent can break it. If they can't break it, they win. Now, obviously, it's a little more intricate than that, and that's the part about Yu-Gi-Oh! I do like. It is intricate and fun. When it gets fun, it's because is my opponent going to bait this play? Is he going to take the bait or not? But if his players of equal or greater like skill level, you're really like playing solitaire at this point. But that's not even the biggest fucking issue. The biggest issue is the price to entry for what you're actually getting for winning. People that say, hey, you shouldn't, the prizing is topping. It's not a hobby. It's not a fucking career. It ain't meant to be a career. I don't think any sane person that got common sense to say, hey, even though I can go play Pokemon and win 10K, I know there's a good chance I'm not going to win that 10K. Kudos to the winner, but it's for the potential to say, I can win this. So I was on a date yesterday. It ended nightly. I smashed. Cool chick. I told her I played Yu-Gi-Oh! And she was interested about it. She's like, do you win money playing that? And she was genuinely curious. I'm like, not necessarily on the back. It's like a weird conversation when you tell people who's not really into the nerd world. It's like, I win money, but I'm on the back end because I'm a content creator, so it's kind of different for me. But like, it shouldn't have to have that conversation. These cars cost too much fucking money. And I forgot who made he made a good point in his video. You paying every fucking year $400 to $500 to play a game. Why not go play a video game and get competitive, get good at that? Put the same energy you put in the YuGiOh into a video game. And if you top that video game tournament, you might make a couple grand, if that.
Okay, so I think because there's several things to break down with that. Because I think, okay, so first of all, YuGiOh never started with cash prizing, and as you know, it got very big while it didn't have cash prizing, and it had this huge, massive fan base that it still has somewhat now, where people are still willing to pay that much money for product just to play, right? The thing, I don't disagree that we shouldn't have cash prizing. My thing is that at this point, Konami has already proven that people are just going to play YuGiOh no matter what. People will literally play YuGiOh no matter what because
it's a good game. People will play, but I feel like as a competitive player, I don't like getting shit on. I'm being honest. Like when I see
no. I know that it's the thing that how would you suddenly convince people? The fact that, like, because it's a weird way.
You don't even have to give us cash though. There's other ways. Like One Piece gives you.
Oh no, I would say introduce cash. My thing here is the reason why.
No, they need to introduce cash, but even if they didn't for whatever arbitrary reason, those uncut sheets that there was a lot of people who used to go to nationals and YCSs. They didn't give a fuck about the main event. They played the side events because they knew. If I play the side event, all the good players, some of the best players are gonna be playing the main event. So I can go clean up at the side event, make like $3 to $4 grand selling these uncut sheets, and make more money for the weekend. Konami finally figured that shit out, and they stopped doing those side events.
Because for me, I think another big problem that comes from it is people haven't even realized this when they're making those videos. Is YuGiOh was big while it didn't have cash prizing, and people just mostly played because they loved the game.
But the pricing back then, though, MSK, if you realize, back in the early 2000s, was better than it is now.
We had better prize cards.
I remember they had prize cards for one. That was so even if you didn't like get cash, you got a card that was worth like $3 grand.
Pretty good.
Also, too, back in the day, they had the mall tours where you can get like special promotional cards that was worth money back then. They had fucking like those local trophies, the Millennium Item Trophy. You might have seen your card shop in your area has it. A few card shops in my area had like those old ass Millennium Puzzle trophies. That was like the OTS Championship back in the day. Now the trophies they give us nowadays at the OTS Championships is okay, but back then, bro, you actually got a fucking like Millennium Puzzle highly detailed trophy. It didn't look cheap. Nowadays, Konami get the fucking cheapest thing you can get from a trophy store, slap a YuGiOh sticker on it, and give it to us. Now, granted, those trophies, like my trophy I got, my third place trophy is like $200 on eBay. So I can sell it and make $200, but it's like, I'm keeping it for like sentimental value and shit like that. But you get my point, I think.
Yeah. So I think another thing here is when people, what ended up happening was this crash. So people knew they were playing a competitive card game that didn't have cash prizing. They're most just playing for the love of it. When the game's quality deteriorated basically to what it's been now for the last 6-8 years, honestly, people started realizing, wait a minute, I'm not making money doing this, and the game quality's bad. The only thing that was keeping people's mindsets afloat was just because they actually liked the quality of the game itself.
Right.
Because these arguments didn't come up until I'm not saying they hadn't existed, but they didn't come up as frequently. I think the reason why they come up more now frequently is because the game's quality is not that good. Like I said before, even on Master Duel, when you start grinding really, really hard, like I have, it goes into a basically thing of like board, you break this. Okay, you do. Okay, now I'm going to try to reestablish board. Do you have anything to stop me? Probably not. Okay, then I just beat you. It's been that way for.
So I want to answer the Walter point in the chat real quick. He said, I don't see cash as a fix to the issues. I disagree with that because look at Pokemon. Pokemon, you win a Pokemon YCS level event, you get 10 grand.
He says, I don't see cash as a fix to the issues, but further worsen it with more expensive cards.
I don't mind having $1,000 deck if I can go to an event and win 10 grand. I don't mind that. As an adult, I don't mind that.
More players need meta cards and / engines paired with shitty ratio means more expensive decks. But the thing here with that, dude, I don't see the reason to not have money though. That's my problem.
There's no good reason not to have money. Every competitive
Yeah.
nerd thing has money. Like
there's no That's
every
always been my thing
nerd
with
thing
it.
has money. Every fighting games, fucking shooting games.
Yeah.
A lot of card games that's not named Yu-Gi-Oh. Like there's no good reason. And I mean, I get Pokemon rarities are completely different than Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's fine.
Very, very different.
I believe Yu-Gi-Oh as a whole has a lot of issues, but the main issue is the cash. You add cash to the game, yeah, people will come back in droves. People will come back and cheat in droves. But guess what? People are cheating in droves all fucking ready. Cars are already fucking expensive. Is they gonna jack cars up? I don't think by much. There's only so many cars to go around.
Well,
if any damn thing,
I
don't see the big deal. Personally, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And I know that's like maybe like a thing. Like there are different, like Konami, giving us cash don't necessarily mean it has to be cash only for modern. Imagine Konami throwing a Time Wizard cash tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Time Wizard cash tournament, first place gets $5,000.
Yeah.
You already have Edison cards. Why not go play and try to win $5,000?
Yeah. So
if you do win, guess what? Now you got the money to invest into your modern deck. Bam, there you go. Answer to your problems. The fact of the matter is, people want to be competitive, and if you get the money to be competitive, I feel like there should be no complaints on anything else. Personally, now that's my opinion on that. Honestly,
yeah. So for me, I think it just comes down to the fact that people already spend a lot of money on their decks already, or they borrow cards
for them to get fucking good. That's fucking dumb.
Yeah, and for me, I've never understood the reason why to not having it, because I know people are gonna say like, well, Kazuki Takahashi and all sort of stuff. Okay, whatever that is.
I respect him as a guy, but that was the dumbest shit he ever said in his life as far as that rule. Him not wanting gambling involved when the whole point of the fucking opening packs, especially nowadays, you're literally fucking gambling. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
The reason why we don't have cash in Yu-Gi-Oh is because a bunch of old fucking farts that owns the rights to Yu-Gi-Oh don't want cash for whatever fucking reason. I personally think they just don't want to invest the money into it, even though they have the money into it. Why? Because they're old, greedy Japanese fucking company men.
Yeah. Because for me, it really just boils down to the fact that because like you mentioned that thing earlier, it would bring back a lot of people. I don't know that. I mean, I think it would make people try to compete more. I think that's also a really good thing. You'd want people to compete more in your game, right? If you offer a money incentive, because like, what's surprising? Some shitty prize card and
think about this. Say Yu-Gi-Oh did what Pokemon does. Let's say you win a YCS, you get $10,000. Let's say you win a YCS, first place gets $5,000. Everyone else gets different cash breaking up.
Like 800, 500, yeah.
Up until like top 128. I feel like they need a whole restructuring of the competitive scene in general. But let's say they do it like that, where you get top 128. Because I feel like if you make day 2, you should get something. Personally, I day 2 to YCS, I feel like I should get something. Now I know, because even like if I would have finished off my record as an X2-1, back in the day, you could have probably made top 32. But it's so many players playing at these events, so it's like you're not rewarded. Versus you play a game like Lorcana or some other games, you make top 128 in a big ass fucking overcrowded gaming tournament, you get something for your efforts and time that you put into the game and energy to put into the game. Pride is one thing, but like pride is not we need more than pride. I feel like the reason why we don't have shit is that enough people ain't put their fucking foot down and said, hey, enough is enough. And that's why I love the fact that the community is coming together saying, you know what? Fuck this game. We're going to do other shit. Now, is it enough people to make a difference? I don't know yet. Probably but the fact that shit is trending on social media and it's making it's buzzing on the internet, a storm is brewing. And it's only going to get worse. People are really fed up with these Fiend's prices. Nobody wants to pay $400 for an engine that they know is going to get fucking banned probably within the next few ban lists. Are people going to do it? Yeah. Are people going to be happy? No. And the reason why people want to do it because everybody who got the money to blow, like I can go buy Fiend's right now. That don't mean I'm going to fucking do it. I don't see how half people I know that I go to the car shop to have all these cars, and I know they don't got no fucking job. But guess what though? They find the money to get those Yu-Gi-Oh cards, however they do. So people gonna do what they're gonna do. But if they put their foot down, we'll get shit done. That's my point.
Well, Walter's earlier point was he says, as competitive players, I feel like our reviews become jaded to what the casual / newcomer is looking for. I understand there are new players like Rogue Sun, like that is competitive, but he's an outlier too. I think another problem.
I agree with that. That's a good point. I feel like a lot of casuals though. Mm-hmm. So my video didn't just talk about the cash. I don't know if Walter watched my video or not. So I agree with that point. But I feel like for the newcomer, the game is too damn difficult. And if they go to the locals, you're going to run into competitive players. So you can't really call yourself casual if you go to a car shop. Because technically speaking, real talk, I can go buy a structure deck, MSK can go buy a structure deck, and we can play virtually online and have the best time of our fucking life. No one's forcing us to go to locals and abide by a ban list. I can go in my bulk pile, invite some friends over, make decks and play. I know a lot of people. I meet players every year, and they usually end up quitting for other card games. But I meet players every year who say, "Hey, I played YuGiOh." I met a guy recently. He said, "I played YuGiOh as a kid. I was playing with my buddies at the house one day, and I'm like, hey, how about we get some decks and actually go to a tournament?" They had a tournament because they found an online community. They were like, hey, there's tournaments for this shit. Let's find a shop in our area and like start playing tournaments, see how good we are. And they find a competitive scene and they're like, yeah, we're not that good. So it discourages them. And then now they have the competitive like edge to them. And then they're like, oh, Lorcana, what is this? Oh, Digimon has a card game too? Let me try this game out. And then bam, YuGiOh's done. They're on to the next thing. So yeah, newcomers and casuals aren't really looking for anything. But I feel like if you're really casual and a newcomer, you can technically buy the Konami 2-player starter box and just play at home with your friends and family and be fine with that, honestly.
Yeah, because my thing generally with it is when it went, because I know people like to compare Pokemon, Magic, and YuGiOh, but Magic and Pokemon are very successful with cash pricing. There's no reason why Konami can't restructure the tournament.
Well, I would say Magic had cash since the 90s, from what I understand.
Yeah,
Pokemon didn't really have cash until the early 2010s, I think, maybe late 2000s.
But even they realized, whoa, this is probably gonna be a good driving factor for people to play the game.
Well, I don't think they do it as a driving factor too. It's just they respect their player base. It's
just inherently that'll be a driving factor for people to compete. It's just that's how people
they're gonna buy more product.
Yeah,
and they're gonna open more product because they want to play the best deck. And the best thing about Pokemon too, I ain't even gonna lie, I don't even play the game. Their decks are cheap. You can literally get a competitive deck for like $50 to $100.
Yeah, you're right. You can literally have a competitive for like $40. That's actually pretty crazy, honestly.
Like with fucking Lorcana, I heard same thing, $100, $200. Get it. My buddy Charles that used to be on my channel, he got back into YuGiOh during COVID. Played a few tournaments with me, went to regionals with me, and you know what happened? He quit for Digimon. He bought Fire King structure decks, so he was thinking about getting back into YuGiOh because he does like YuGiOh. We grew up playing YuGiOh at the car shop back in the day when we were in high school. He gave me the structure decks that he bought himself because he's like, hey, he's like, I don't play YuGiOh like that. I want to see how good you can make these decks. I'm playing Digimon, so any spare time he gets, he goes to his Digimon locals, play his Digimon, and take his ass home to his family.
Wow, that's crazy.
And because they said Digimon is way more fun.
Yeah,
community is not as toxic. And yeah, it's just more fun, honestly.
The other thing that Konami needs to do to improve on is stop making jank structure decks. You know, you got that Fire King one that was really, really good. People got to factor in, there have been multiple years where structure decks come out and they're just complete trash. There should be no reason you should have any structure decks that's not on the level that Fire King one. You want to get people to play more competitively on a cheaper budget so it encourages them to spend more money in the game. Give them a Fire King structure deck, or like we have other examples too, like the Salamangreat one, the Monarch one, the Hero one, the Lights one.
The structure decks, I think those decks are good. I think all structure decks should be good enough to the point where you can slap 3 together. And go win a locals.
Yeah, there should be every structure deck now should be just like that Fire King one.
The Crystal Beast one was good.
The Trap Tricks one was really good. What? It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
that was good.
Yeah.
So they drop bangers here and there, but it's like
No. What I'm saying is after that Fire King one, every single structure deck after that should be a banger. There's no reason to release Jing structure deck anymore. Dude, if you look back in that COVID period from like 2021, 2022, there was just shit structure decks for 2 years straight. I told people this before. Structure decks are basically just like a glorified like beginning starter for like a more like advanced player. There's no reason why they should be bad, though. You can literally get people in at a $30 is nothing in the grand scheme of things. To get someone in playing competitive deck, and that person wants to go and modify the deck to put a better side deck and extra deck, that's up to them. But just from the success they had alone, that Fire King structure deck should tell them, hey, people want that kind of quality structure deck, not an Egyptian god fucking structure deck that no one fucking wants. Give shit people actually want to pay for. I've never understood why they make that structure decks.
You know what the biggest issue is? I don't know. I don't remember if I touched on this in my video or not. One of the biggest issues is the split between the TCG and the OCG, because we get a lot of our products based on what the OCG get.
Yeah.
And they have a completely different market. I feel like if the markets were shared, it'd be a lot better. Like, there's no reason why in 2024 we still have a split card game. For one, it gives the OCG players a huge advantage when it comes to Worlds, because they get decks first. They figure out the metagame first. So they already kind of know, okay, if this card get hit, I know it's a good replacement for it already, versus TCG players where it's like, damn, if this card get hit, how am I going to figure this shit out in time for this big event? So outside of them having an edge at the biggest tournament of the year, which is Worlds, they fucking also just, it makes no sense why they can use our cards to play Yu-Gi-Oh, but we can't use their cards. Make the game universal. Yeah. It'll probably raise the prices up for the OCG players, and fuck them. Honestly, I mean, I know that's ignorant to say, but it's like, I know for a fact the TCG, in my opinion, I don't know the numbers for sure. I won't be surprised if the TCG, which is Europe and America, spends way more money on Yu-Gi-Oh than the OCG. I would not be surprised. Because we have bigger pockets than the OCG for sure.
Yeah.
When it comes to spending money on this game.
Walter said the problem with structure decks is that they don't really teach you how to play Yu-Gi-Oh as much as it really teaches you how to use a singular deck. Well, I think those are very similar. You're learning to play Yu-Gi-Oh while using a singular deck to get down the basics. That's teaching you Yu-Gi-Oh. If someone can't, I'll be honest here, if someone can't learn past that, that's not anyone else's fault but that person.
I agree.
If you like, I always tell people to do that. Pick up one deck, learn Yu-Gi-Oh how to play with that one deck, learn how to attack, activate spells, activate traps, combos. If a person can't advance past that, that's their own fucking problem.
No, that I agree with you 100% in SK. Like
a lot of people just want their handhelds. I'm not trying to hold your hand through everything. Like, you got to learn some shit on your own, you know?
I just think the market is different from what it was
when
we were younger, and Konami is not hip to the times. Like, what they're doing is working, but I watched V's video. I don't know if you saw it earlier. I think they're getting ready to sell Yu-Gi-Oh. I think they really might get ready to, like, they're doing a lot of shit that's kind of like to try to boost sales numbers, like to probably push the game off to somebody else.
Remember that stockholder meeting they had on V's channel where they leaked it on Reddit? They have they highlighted all the issues. They can't get people in. You know a big problem? You know what was the main reason why? Games end too fast. One of the biggest reasons why was when people watch the streams, because people do watch the streams, the games end too fast.
They do.
Yeah. So if someone's trying to pick up Yu-Gi-Oh and learn it, and the games are ending too fast, it's like, and that's a problem with Konami in a format issue. Another big issue they said was trying to get people into the game. Like when you said earlier, just in general, it's hard to get people to enter Yu-Gi-Oh. I know how Master Duel has helped. They said Master Duel has helped, but Master Duel is only online. They want more people going to the events in real life.
I know how they can fix it personally. I've been saying this since fucking 2015 at this point, about almost 10 years. Yu-Gi-Oh, because I came from Naruto. Like, I played Yu-Gi-Oh competitively when I was younger. I quit it back in 2006 because the game was goofy back then for competitive Naruto CCG. And one thing I loved about Naruto was block format. I don't know if you know what that is, MSK. Literally, everything is banned, the game gets a reset at the start of every pretty much year. The game gets a reset. So what they do, people hear block format and they think, you mean I can't play my Blue Eyes deck from when I was a fucking kid? It's like, dude, go fuck yourself. No one's playing those decks anyway. Majority of players aren't playing those shit decks anyway. If you want to quit, go quit.
Yeah.
What most card games like Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and what Naruto did, because Naruto was at one point was in the top 5 for best card games at one point. So it was catching up to Yu-Gi-Oh, but it died out because of Bandai fumbled the bag.
Yeah.
But
I'll go this really quickly because Chad says, I disagree. It's easy to learn the basics, but not the advanced stuff. But that's the problem, though. Not every person is going to want to learn advanced stuff. It doesn't matter. That's an abstract thing. If the structure deck is good and you learn how to do combos and you just learn basic Yu-Gi-Oh in general, the person will be fine. If they want to go learn the advanced stuff on their own personal time, that's fine, But just learning Yu-Gi-Oh and be able to pick it up at a budget level is more beneficial, right? Because, dude, like you said before, there's YouTube nowadays. Don't learn advanced combos. Type into Google Fire King structure deck advanced combos. I hope people are adept enough to use their keyboards to type in words to help them out at something. I'm not trying to hold everyone's hand on everything.
Right, but like I was saying, as far as the block format, so
yeah,
the way it works, you literally they pretty much this is the way how it would work for Yu-Gi-Oh. This is how they would fix Yu-Gi-Oh, in my opinion. Ban everything, start from scratch. You have to have a core set. That core set should be like 200 to 300 cards that are like staples that people might have picked up last format. Like, let's say, for example, Ash Blossom. Let's say, for example, something like Elemental Hero Stratos. Like, give people a core set with good shit in it, and then make new decks that people technically have to buy to play for the competitive format. Now, I know that sounds bad on paper, but in Yu-Gi-Oh! In Naruto, it was lit because it sucked when your favorite deck got hit. But if you look at the way Yu-Gi-Oh! Is structured now, you can't play your favorite deck competitively anyway. We technically have block format without block format. If Yu-Gi-Oh! Just said, fuck it, ban everything, start over, yeah, we have to invest into new decks, but at the same fucking time, the metagame can be way more balanced because that way they can structure decks. So, for example, Time Thief, right? Remember when Time Thief first? I don't know if you know Time Thief deck, but when Time Thief first came out, it was a cool concept. It wasn't that strong of a deck, but if it would have came out like in 2010, it would have been very competitive. It was past its prime when it got released. So they released a Time Thief archetype that's not as powerful as like a fucking Snake Eyes deck. You can release weaker, slower paced decks in these new metagames, and you make the metagames evolve over the year. So let's say they say we're doing block format in January. Here's 200 core cards that you guys picked up over the past couple of years. So all your cards you got the past couple of years aren't useless. They're worth some money. You can, if you want to play your other cards that got banned, you can play retro format. If you want to play modern, we have block format now. Here's the core set where you can only use these cards from the core set, and you must buy new product to be competitive. And the new competitive decks, they're not going to end on 2-turn combos. They're slower paced decks that are more fun and enjoyable to play and more watchable. And I guarantee you, if they did that, people will bitch at first. The game will take a dip, but it'll slowly have an uprising of new players because, let's be real, the people who will say they'll quit, they'll be back. Because they quit, they play other card games and come back and play a toxic format. So
let's be honest, dude. This is all they have in their life. Listen, this is all they have in their life. They're gonna come back. Like exactly. a lot of people are like, well, I'm gonna go quit. Quit and go and do what? You're about to come back anyway. I'm saying a lot of people have very like lonely lives. This is all they have. They're always coming back. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, it's a guy I know from my locals who a lot of people don't fuck with no more because he literally drunk calls everyone at the car shop. Like, his life is literally Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, outside of Yu-Gi-Oh, his life fucking sucks.
I actually wanted to bring up that shareholder thing that for V. So it goes over like the strict problems, and remember that this was translated from a Konami OCG share, because this is a problem happening. The OCG too, their numbers have been going down as well. So I'm not playing the video. I'm just going down what was actually said, what was translated for us. Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't attract new users, like you said. So it says up here. First point is that the game doesn't seem to attract new users. When new users who started with Master Duel started playing the OCG, some may stop playing because they cannot make use of their practical knowledge from Master Duel due to the game environment and other factors being different. In fact, it was the case for some players, lack of context here, we have met during an OCG tournament. Wouldn't it be necessary to handle this kind of situation? Well, that's an easy fix right there. If people are getting back into playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Through Master Duel, you have to make the Master Duel formats match the format you're in. It's that simple. Master Duel should not have a different format from the fucking region you're playing. I love Master Duel. I really do. I play it a lot. I really do enjoy it. It's one of the best things they made in a very long time. But it's no real reason for it to have a different format. It makes no sense. Any arguments people mostly give are mostly bullshit. If you're playing if Konami's idea is to get Yu-Gi-Oh! Players into the game from here in America, why does Master Duel have a different format? That doesn't make any logical sense. They just make like stupid decisions. If their idea is like, hey, American Yu-Gi-Oh! Players aren't coming in. Here's Master Duel. Cheap. You don't have really, I'll be honest, you don't really got to spend money to get your best deck in there. Cool. And then if you take that knowledge to go to locals, you're like, oh, I can play these cards here. Well, you can't. It's different. Like, that's just fucking stupid. It's just stupid no matter what the argument is. It makes no sense for it to be different, but it just is because reasons, you know? There honestly should just be two different forms of Master Duel like we have here. There's a format for us. There's a format for them. It's that simple. If you want to go, or you could have Master Duel basically like this. If you want to go play the OCG format, you can. Or if you want to play the TCG format, you can.
Right.
Well, I don't get why it can't be both. They just make stupid decisions and then they just stick with them instead of just being like, hey, we fucked up. We're the bad guy here. We'll change it for you. They just keep it. You know? Why does Master Duel, even though they said it's getting people into the game, why is Master Duel not best of threes? Yu-Gi-Oh! Is literally a best of three game. Master Duel is not a best of three game. Master Duel is best of ones. So that's also not showing people what real.
Here's a theory. I got a theory on that, honestly. I've been thinking about this for a while. So I think, and Konami even tested, they did a trial run in the LCG. I'm thinking Konami maybe want to fucking make Yu-Gi-Oh! A best of one game to make these tournaments go out faster. But they did it in the LCG. They did it in the LCG for like they do it in the LCG for a lot of their YCS level events.
Really?
Because I don't think
no way. Really?
Best of ones, yeah. A lot of the YCS in the LCG are best of ones. So it's kind of like, and the reason why they do it that way is because,
even for like semifinals and finals, but
I don't know about that, but I do know the YCS they had, like the Japan YCS, it was best of one. So pretty much, you lose game one, you're done.
There's not like a wow, that's crazy. Second point is regarding the poor reception of live streaming tournament matches. Based on players' opinions and opinions found online, it appears there were many instances where live stream matches of official tournaments become one-sided. And we believe that players losing motivation and new players having a hard time to start playing the game are tied to that issue. So they're basically saying when someone new watches a stream, if the game is way too fast and it's just a blowout, that discourages a new viewer from watching.
Bro, facts. Like when I'm watching a live stream of Yu-Gi-Oh!, my son is watching, he don't understand what the hell going on.
Yeah. And the next part is if players were able to surrender, which is an action that is currently not allowed in official tournaments, we believe they will be able to make a strategic choice to start over at the next game, which would also improve. Okay, that's a good reason right there too.
What?
You know, when you're watching a Yu-Gi-Oh! Live stream and you know that game is over.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a rule with the TCG because for the OCG they said you're not allowed to surrender.
If you go uninterrupted.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, right, I was at locals on last Saturday. I went to a smaller 3-round tournament. I got some footage. I filmed some games. I'm gonna upload it to my channel when I feel like editing it. And literally, I played against a really good Snake Eyes player. He's a former pro in my area. He doesn't play competitively anymore because he's a lawyer, so he doesn't really want to waste his time going to a big tournament. I mean, he plays competitively more now, but like he's not like in the game like he used to. Like he might go to like a YCS, he might get close to topping, but like he doesn't care about it as much as he did when he was a kid.
Right.
Fucking literally our games went like this. I went first. He didn't have really any interruptions. I made a good field. He couldn't break it. We went to game 2. He went first. I had hand traps.
Mm-hmm.
but he was able to play through it and beat me because my hand wasn't strong enough. I go first, I brick, I lose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not fun at all. It's like, okay, it's redundant as fuck.
Mm-hmm. Because, like you said before, the quality of the game has been getting to the point where, like, dude, I think Chaz was talking to me about this, and he had me look up some deck lists because, you know, I work so much, it's hard to keep up with YuGiOh sometimes, even though I still really do. Most decks are like half it's like hand traps. Triple whatever hand traps in the format, at whatever point it is. That's pure factor. If you're playing 15 hand traps, that leaves what, like, fucking what, 16 to 18?
Bro, they play 18 hand traps and Snake
That's
Eye.
like 1/5 of your deck right there. It's hand traps to stop your opponent from playing. That's literally 1/5 of your deck. Sorry, 1/5 of your deck right there. Just hand traps. Not spells, not traps, not your own monster engine to play the actual deck itself, you know? Huh.
Bro, they play a lot of problems. 18. They play about 18 hand traps now.
To basically just triple everything.
Pretty much 3 Ash Blossoms, 3 Imperms, 3 Bailers. That's 9 right there.
I know that one's come up.
3 Ghost Mourners, that's 12.
Imperms.
3 Ghost Ogre, that's 15. Oh, yeah, that's like 3 Bailers. But anyway.
You said Baylor? Yeah, you did. Yeah. And to be fair, the Konami announcers don't fool me when I'm watching the streams. Bro, Evenly Match is a hand trap. Evenly Match quite literally is a hand trap. If you play that is all. That's like what? That's 21 hand traps right there. That's not like no one plays Evenly Match just setting it. Come on, we're not stupid. You know, right. That's a fucking hand trap. Golly, man. Like even cards like that, Evenly Match. Dude, imagine years ago if a card like Evenly Match came out before like how YuGiOh turned now. How gross a card like that would be. They made a card like Evenly Match where it basically says, it's kind of what basically Evenly Match does. Your opponent goes off. If they have no negate, I can just slap that down and just destroy your whole board. Just nuke the entire thing. Basically another faster way of essentially playing like Dark Hole, Raigeki, board wipes, right? You know? It's great. We have cards like that exist now because how much the game is turned into, honestly, you know?
No, I get that. It's just, I don't know, man. YuGiOh has a lot of issues. I know. I read what Walter said. He said change the rarity structure and 75% of the bitching is on. I agree with that, but still,
that would be a step in the right direction. That
it would, but still, you can't long term keep people interested if you're not compensating. Like, yeah, everybody nobody. I mean, yeah, a trophy is cool. Getting some swag is cool, but when you're spending big bucks on a hobby and you're playing a competitive circuit, you look like a goofball when every damn thing, every other game is giving out cash or something that's worth a lot of money versus your game.
Mm-hmm.
But like, why not just play it casually if you got the passion for it that much?
Yeah, I would.
You look ridiculous as a grown ass man. I'm playing for the pride of the game. Like, dude, you're not fucking 12.
That sounds gay 40. Too. I'm playing because that sounds gay when you tell people.
Like, it's cool to, like, I'm gonna lie, I'm 34. I get egotistical. I want to prove to myself that I'm still as good as I used to be. And I ain't gonna lie, I proved that when I day 2 my YCS with YuGiOh. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I proved that I'm still pretty good. I know if I played Snake Eyes and wanted to invest money into that deck, I'm pretty sure I would have probably made top 32 and probably could have won the event. But even if I did, who fucking cares? Like, I'd rather go to a local tournament. Like, my locals tomorrow, right? On Friday. They're hosting a Nintendo Switch tournament. That's the same device I can get for top 4 in a YCS.
But to be fair,
why do I need to go to
YCS? You know, the whole if part is like if you top the YCS. But that's the thing is, you know, I can, dude. You said you bought your son a fucking. You can buy a Switch if you want to.
I definitely could, honestly. Like, I got enough money. I can buy any meta deck I want to right now if I really wanted to. Yeah. Just, I can't justify. Just like I can't justify buying myself a nice computer, even though I should. But if my computer ain't broke, it's gonna get used. I'm getting my money's worth. I paid $500 for this computer in 2017. I probably got ripped off.
7 years. It's been 7 years. You gotta let go, man. Let
go.
Bro,
my computer's so old. It advertises 1080p. Like that's
you had to turn off your camera because it couldn't do it.
Let me turn it back on and see what happens. Let me see.
God damn, man.
Oh, I'm still frozen. Holy shit.
Oh my god. That looks like you just fucking jerked off.
Right, that's like I'm jerking off. Like, yeah. Let me fix it on. I can fix it on.
Oh god, man.
I gotta turn it off, turn it back on, and reset it.
Oh my god, man!
This ghetto ass fucking computer, bro. Oh my god!
And you know what you could do? Like Konami, they could just fix the cash pricing. You could just fix that problem right now, just getting a brand new laptop.
Make me, damn it, make me. It edits my video. It's made.
You could have. God, man, you're like that. You're like that meme of the fucking girl that's looking at the dude who's looking at the better looking girl. Just the better looking girl is what you need right now. That's what you need.
No, my computer is like a fucking Chinese sweatshop worker, bro. It's just gonna keep churning out content until it can't no more. Like my biggest fear is my computer starts rendering a 4K video and it just dies on me because the CPU just burns out. Like when it renders, bro, it gets so fucking hot. Like I can't hold it in my lap. It burns a little bit, low key.
I would also imagine it doesn't have much storage space, so you have to basically delete videos and.
I do. It has a whopping 256 gigabytes.
Bro, that's trash, dude. That's what my extender hard drive has.
Oh man.
Oh my god, man. We need to fucking support the YuGiOh laptop fund or something. Oh my god, get this man a better.
That's how the rich stay rich, man. You use it. If it burns out, just replace the CPU. I don't need to replace your laptop.
Oh my god. Because the thing is, you
I'm MSK. I'm a very cheap person. If you haven't realized, I'm very cheap.
I can tell. Yeah.
So that's probably the reason why I haven't replaced it. Like I don't care enough, honestly. Like YouTube's not my main hustle. If it was my main hustle, for sure, I would definitely do it. And maybe I'm gonna buy a new computer. That's on my list for this year for sure. I just haven't done it yet, honestly. All joking aside.
God, man, are you gonna go see Deadpool Wolverine later on this month?
Of course. When it come out, 17th, right?
26th. I think
taking my son to go see that shit in fucking 40X.
Yeah, so about not this week, but the following week. Yeah, the third week of the month.
We're gonna go see Despicable Me 4 tomorrow.
Okay, I've seen all those movies anyway. They're usually pretty fun.
Honestly. Yeah, we watched the fucking what's that movie about the fucking emotions? That movie was pretty good too.
Oh, okay. Oh god, man. Like, why did you never pick up the other channel you had? Because you were doing the YuGiOh reviews channel for a little bit there.
Time, honestly, I didn't have the patience to do it. I'm like, I'm not making no money off this shit. I really don't care. Honestly, I just didn't care enough. Like it was picking up a little bit of steam, and I just stopped caring. Same thing with my TikTok. My TikTok was picking up steam, and I just stopped caring.
God! Oh my god! This man throwing away everything.
So,
oh shit!
It's just really my laziness and like my drive to like. So I went through like a mini depression where it was like, I don't want to do YouTube no more. I don't want to do shit. So if you remember back in like from like October to like fucking, I want to say November, December, I didn't upload no content. I was gone for like 2 months.
Yeah, man. YuGiOh's got all these problems. And the thing is, I like playing it because it's I just enjoy playing the game, but things could always just be so much better. I like the whole just because we'll wrap up here in a little bit because I got to get to my next show with my other friend. The thing with the cash prizing thing is it would fix a lot of problems, but people just don't think it will because we've never had it. So their mindset is basically, well, I don't know what that other side looks like, so I don't even want to even attempt to even have it. It's like, that's not how you live life. You get to get better things by trying out what works and what doesn't work. They're at the point now where I doubt that Konami would ever like actually do it, honestly, at this point. They'd rather just do the same shit. Or just today. People have been begging Konami to just like communicate with the player base, like what you're gonna do. They did it today, and they did it before, but it's been very rare. People were like going like, oh my god, clapping like seals on fucking Facebook and Twitter. They're like, bro.
You know what it is?
That's how bad it is. That's how sad people are.
Konami is waving their dicks in everyone's face, and they're too stupid to realize it. So this is when YuGiOh might get cash prizing. When Konami starts seeing numbers decline at events, when sales are getting low, and they start getting desperate to like fucking draw new players back to the game. When players really start leaving in droves, like I want to see Nationals barely crack 1,000 players. I think that'll send the message to Konami and say, hey, we need to fix something before our game fucking dies. I want to see YCS numbers drop back to 500 people. I want to see regionals get less than 100 people like they used to do back in the day.
Oh,
I want numbers to get so fucking low for Konami's like, you know what? We fucked up. We got to fix it. Because if their bottom line is not hit, they're not going to fix it. Because why would you?
Because right now,
if you're giving people less, they're already giving you more. Right? It's like a relationship. If you give a person less and they're doing the most for you, why give them any more when they're already giving you everything for little to nothing?
Because I don't know if you know how the local system and how they order shit, because they order, your locals order to a distributor orders from them.
I know how that works.
Yeah. Because by what you just said, there, a lot of people aren't going to even understand that. Konami's already getting paid up front. There really isn't an incentive for them to change. They're already getting paid up front. They're just offloading that shit on other people.
When locals stop buying their products, so people showing up to events. So yeah, that's more of along the lines of like, okay, data show them like, okay, people aren't showing to these events. They still have to answer to the events on why. If people stop showing to events, that means people aren't buying product at locals, meaning local owners are going to have dead product on shelves, which means a lot of shops might not carry YuGiOh as much anymore.
Konami doesn't give a shit. So new players are going to come to YuGiOh and spend a grand for a meta deck for a cash prize when they can play a cheaper game and win the same prize. Yeah, but that still wouldn't be a reason not to.
They definitely will. I'm gonna answer Walter. They definitely will do that, and here's why, Walter. YuGiOh, it has a lot of issues. It's an addicting fucking card game. I'm being honest. Like, it's a really addicting fucking card game. The reason why a lot of players I know quit Modern, outside of the issues that Modern has with the way it is, you're not getting any damn thing. They play Edison because you get good pricing, because it's all like locally ran. The tournament structure is a lot more easier, and the game play is a lot more, even though it's kind of shitty for the era, it's still doable. Versus fucking modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it's like modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Gets pretty back and forth at times too. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. However, it's kind of like, okay, it's a little sacky, but that's naturally Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Even back then, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was sacky. So I think they definitely will. Some people just like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Honestly speaking, because that with your logic, I can say why play Pokemon when I can still play Magic. That don't make sense.
Yeah, because that's also assuming that every new player's mindset is also the same. Every new player's mindset is not the same.
Right. That's like saying why drag race my car when I can go drag race my motorcycle and win more money.
It's like why would I go talk to a real woman in real life and I can go talk to a girl on OnlyFans? Cheaper,
exactly. And I'll pay her to be my girlfriend. All the money I give her, she better love me, right?
Because that's the thing is, not everyone's money situation is the same. So, and not everyone's mindset on competing in said hobby is the same. It's just not. There are people that will spend $300 on a deck. There's some people that'll barely spend $50.
So Walter said everyone, mom and pop, ain't spending $1K for a meta deck. That's true, but guess what though? We barely have kids in the game to begin with. And let's say we do have more kids coming to the game. I mean, at that point, that's a personal problem. If I can pay my son, like, hey son, take my deck to this tournament and go win this tournament real quick in Dragon Duels.
Yeah.
If other parents can't do the same, that's not my fault. But guess what though? There's a lot of parents that can do the same, because the average Yu-Gi-Oh player that's good ain't traveling like that. Only the really good, hyper competitive players are traveling like that. I consider myself a really good Flagon player. I know I'm just as good as Billy Brake, Patrick Hope, and all the rest of them fucking dudes. The biggest difference is they actually had the money and the resources to play test. I don't. So since I know I'm as good as them players, but I don't travel as much to play, I know there's other players that are just like me who are really good. They mainly only play locally because we don't think the game is worth the investment to do all this extra shit. And even those pros I just mentioned, like Patrick Hoban, Jeff Jones, Billy Brake, and I'm not trying to take anything away from them. They're awesome players, and they deserve to be where they're at, and they deserve to be well known. They don't even take the game as seriously like that anymore. They go, they play a meta deck here and there. They have fun. They might top, they might not top. But when you talk to them, they don't fucking care about the game as much as they used to. They know it's full of shit. They play mainly off of nostalgia. So I disagree with you on that, Walter.
Oh, who else?
I know a lot of people, parents, who don't mind spending. I ain't gonna know a lot. I work in sales. People love their kids, and a lot of people do make good money. So parents will definitely invest into them $1,000 deck. I'm not rich. I bought my son an $800 computer. I'm just saying, like, we're playing semantics here, honestly. Now, do I think Yu-Gi-Oh should be that expensive? Fuck no. I think Yu-Gi-Oh deck should be no more than $100.
And that's not technically Konami's thing. That's a secondary market thing. That's a secondary market thing for people charging them that much money. That's not a Konami thing.
I mean, but Konami kind of plays a role in that too, because when you limit product in boxes, it kind of forces you to more product, and it's supply and demand. So if a car sells for $2, everyone's gonna buy it out, and the price keeps going up until it hit a set price. If vendors start a price for a card at $100 and somebody keep buying it and people keep buying it, the market determines the value. So that's like more of a yes and no thing. If Konami overprinted certain cards that were high rarity and didn't short print shit, we wouldn't have cards being overpriced. So I mean, I get where you're going with that, MSK, but I don't agree with that statement.
Well, it's a two-way thing.
And my camera froze again. Mid stretch. I'm taking this camera back off.
Oh shit!
Yeah, laptop, bro.
God damn, man.
Doesn't have to give you power to show me streaming properly.
Well, because I think it's a two-way street with it. Konami could literally make the products better by reprinting the strongest cards in the set multiple times.
Yu-Gi-Oh needs to be restructured from the ground up, if we're being honest, man. Like I said, block format, new rarity structures, no TCG OCG split, and I guarantee you it'll be rough in the beginning. And you're like, a lot of players will come back to the game, bro. People will be like, so hold on, we have block format, and the new format that's coming up next set is going to be slow. I don't have to worry about getting killed in 2 turns. I don't have to worry about fucking runic stun and chain burn. Hell, MSK, you might even fucking go to locals again. Like, fuck it, it's fun. It's like 2002 all over fucking again. It was like, bro, it's lit.
Oh, another reason why it's hard to get people into the game. The last thing we'll go over before I go to my next show. You know how a lot of us got into the game, like you said, Power Rangers was watching the show. Well, since most people, I would say a good 95% of people got into this game by watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Either you watch the original GX, or you watch 5Ds, or you watch Zexal. If there's not a prominent Yu-Gi-Oh! Series drawing people in, because we watched it because we like seeing like Yu-Gi, Kaiba. If that's not the driving factor for the game, how in the world could you get new people in general? Most of us are only playing because we like the show.
Konami's dumb idea was rush duels, which I think is fucking dumb, personally.
Well, consuming
rush duels is literally just a different game.
Yeah. No, I'm saying and that's, to be fair, technically not their fault, but it kind of is too, because the way we consume media has changed. Like Yu-Gi-Oh's not on and TV's not what it used to be. They have to find a way to make whatever Yu-Gi-Oh series they're trying to.
But if the show is good, though, kids will watch it. I know a lot of kids. Like I said, my son's age group. I'm a parent, so I got a different perspective. I know a lot of fucking kids in his age group that watch anime.
Yeah,
and they stream the shit on websites, whether they do it legally or illegally. They stream an anime, so it's kind of like there's really no excuse outside of shitty writing.
Yeah,
they Hollywood movies, shitty writing.
Yeah,
you make a shitty product, people aren't gonna buy it.
They need to make a Yu-Gi-Oh series that can draw people in. I promise people, the main reason why people are playing this game in general is because you watch the original, maybe 3 Yu-Gi-Ohs right there. So if that's not since that's the main reason why I think people are even playing Yu-Gi-Oh to begin with, if that's not a driving factor, well, then it can't really ever improve. It has to improve from that.
I think also too, people have to realize the writers who are writing these Yu-Gi-Oh shows, even though Rush Duels is somewhat popular in Japan, they could just be out of touch with the American market.
Yeah,
that's really what it is. They're out of touch with the American market. I think when it all boils down to it, at the end of the day, I know you got to go soon.
That's fine.
They're just out of touch. With everything.
They need a complete restructure, as you said before. I agree with that. It's just when it comes to how media is consumed now, like Yu-Gi-Oh is like not even on any real prominent like streaming services. Like Netflix doesn't really have most of it. Like Tubi, I think, has some of it. They need to go back to the roots of why it's not Pluto TV. Reigns was on Pluto TV. The newest Yu-Gi-Oh series at that moment in time was on Pluto TV. I'm not dissing on Pluto TV.
Who the fuck watches Pluto?
Right? I'm just saying, like, they're treating the anime like it's some just added on thing now to the game when that's the main reason why anyone's even playing the game.
They treat the anime like it's a fucking. They treat the anime and players like a fucking hooker on the street, bro. Like, we're just extra cashing them, bro. Literally, we're just like, oh, that's that Yu-Gi-Oh thing, whatever. Casino machines, we're the side piece.
If people want more kids to be playing the game so you have another generation, I guarantee you.
Honestly, I personally would rather not have a lot of kids playing the game. I ain't gonna lie. I don't have the patience to go to locals and play.
Oh my God, shut up.
9-year-old. I feel like they need to have local tournaments specifically for kids.
Yeah.
Only because, like, if you're 13 and under, they should have a 13 and under tournament, but you have to make the game popular enough to appeal to having enough kids to make it worth it. I feel like there should be kids that, okay, they can play an older tournament, but I feel like they need specifically kid tournaments. So that way, for one, a lot of parents don't want to just drop their kid off the car shop with a bunch of grown-ass adults. And their kid lose, their kid get discouraged and get sad. And, you know, most car shops, I mean, they're not going to fuck with a kid, but, like, a lot of parents don't feel comfortable leaving their kid around strangers. So, like, they might take the kid one time, their kid gets bored because there's no other kids there their age, and they leave. Like, I see kids playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And they're kind of interested because they might have watched it on Netflix. I've seen a few kids stop by the car shop for that, but guess what? They get bored. They're like, there's no other kids here. I don't want to play. There's no one here my age I can relate to. Who are all these old fucks playing this car game? They're like pedos.
Do you remember there was that scenario? What the fuck? Oh, my God. Rogue threw himself out. He's black.
I am black.
Get a better computer, you some bitch.
I wiggled my fucking cord. My bad.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, shit. Hold on.
You know, you were talking about people creeping on kids. Remember, we just had the card store owner. Remember, he was messaging that 11-year-old girl that weird shit.
Oh shit, yeah.
Remember that? That just happened like earlier this year. Just oh god, man. Yeah. Well, last few things I asked before we head out is you got anything big planned coming up in 2024 beside meeting up with bitches and fucking them?
Well, we'll meet up with more bitches and fucking them. You know, that's just all we do now. We on our city boy lifestyle. But other than that,
probably Harper lifestyle now.
I'm trying to upload 2 videos a week, which I'm trying to stay stable to. And it is bringing life into my channel again, thank God. I think I found a good niche of me doing rants on my channel, so I'm going to try to bring more of those. Other than that, I'm just in the gym more. I'm fucking, you know, saving just to save because the economy's shit right now. And I'm just living life, man. I ain't really got no big major plans or goals right now other than just growing my YouTube, working, and then fucking trying to get in the best shape of my life.
Yeah, the working out thing's been going good. You know, I'm gonna hopefully get buff, you know, soon.
You gotta eat, man. You eat a lot of garbage.
You know what you should do? You should do what Andrew Tate did. Have a girl on your lap while you're bench pressing.
That's fucking weird. That'll get views though.
That would get a lot of views, honestly. Whatever happened to the whole fitness thing? You just gave up on that entirely?
I'm still a certified trainer, but like, man, being a trainer is hard. And I don't have time to like be trying to fucking be broke and then hustle up clients to build my business working at a gym. Like my experience working at a gym, I did not like it. I wasn't happy doing it, honestly. Like it was cool when I first started, but I soon realized like, for one, I was working with a bunch of mid-20-year-old guys, and then so they were kind of a little like weird to me, honestly, because I didn't really click with them like that. And then on top of the shit, it was just kind of like really like competitive. A lot of people really aren't that friendly in the gym environment because everyone's like doing their own thing. So it's kind of like you don't really have that community. Well, okay, I ain't really there to make friends. I'm really there to work. And then getting fucking people to like buy training. It was literally like door-to-door sales. The only difference is you have a gym, you have the gym's fucking you have the gym behind you, so you don't look as bad doing it.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I would just say, man, gotta
so
go
if I did, I'm still a trainer. If somebody wanted to hire me to be a trainer, I'm still certified. So technically, I can, you know, you don't really need a license to train people and get paid for it, but like,
What about the whole DoorDashing thing?
Oh, that shit is just too damn. That shit is too damn. What's the word I'm looking for? DoorDash. I was doing Instacart. That shit is just too slow. Like some days are good. I don't do it anymore. I can. I'm still like I have my account still. I just haven't done it because like on my days off, I'd rather just chill than to work. I make enough money right now where I can just chill on my days off rather than stressing for extra money. Not to say that I shouldn't make extra money, but like I have to be really, really bored and have nothing else better to do for me to want to do that. And like if I'm that fucking bored, I'd rather go to locals or I'd rather edit a new video for my YouTube.
Yeah, same here. Like I told people, if I'm gonna do anything extra, like when it comes to like content creation, if I'm doing something else beside that, well then I better be getting something out of this because I could literally just be doing anything else but this, and it's gonna work out way better. You know.
Thanks to Tank for subbing. By the way, he said he just subbed to my channel.
Oh, Tank is awesome. Oh, thank you, Tank. You're pretty cool guy. Some days, you might be black. Just kidding, guys. Yeah. Last thing on you, man, is any shout outs you want to give to anyone in particular, and anything you want to say before you head out?
Shout out to George R. Martin for Game of Thrones, man. House of Dragon is fucking lit right now. I like it.
Shit. You like the porn, don't you?
Man, I like porn. Pornhub kept me through many droughts, man. You know, get horny at night when you off the oil and the fucking weed. He's like, man, I gotta beat my meat. Let me go ahead and get some lotion. Go to P-Hub. POV, Ebony, Deep Throat. Let me find something good real quick. There we go, right there. Oh shit! Oh, yeah. Advertisement. Can you come in 20 seconds? It's like the same random bitch playing with her pussy every time you get a
right, yeah.
It's like the pre-show before you actually jerk off. It's like the pre-game.
Go to locals, clap people with YuGiOh. It's weird because YuGiOh's a trend. Whatever.
YuGiOh's what? Yeah, YuGiOh is technically a fucking man. YuGiOh's a demon. YuGiOh's not trans to me. YuGiOh is a demon, sir. We don't
female. Demon. So female demon.
YuGiOh is technically a female dragon that fused with a guy. So technically it's trans, but not really. Everyone's claiming it as trans. I'm like, bro, it's a fucking monster, bro.
Yeah. My thing here, man, is when you're going on Pornhub, like I think Pornhub's overrated. Xvideos has always been better.
Xvideos is trash.
You're troll.
Yeah. So know what you should do? You should do a porn website tier list.
That's how you get thrown off viral, bro. Again.
Holy shit, that's free content right there. Porn tier list.
That's how you get thrown off the platform.
You ain't got to show the website. Just had a label. Just had a logo of it.
Oh, God. Oh, and yeah, man. Keep doing what you got doing on, and it'll like as you know, we're gonna be here putting out more content for you guys. I want to say to everyone, thank you all for your continued support. You know, except the people in chat, you guys are all just clout chasing pieces of shit.
How many people you got viewing right now?
I don't even know, like 5-6 people. It's late night.
Boys night out.
You gotta stream, man. You gotta stream more often. You be
playing hard to get. I was in Indy. I was at YCS Indy streaming from my phone. It was fun. Streaming's fun. Like I like streaming. Just like I don't like doing shit streams, and I know I have a crappy computer, and I don't want to give people crap content, which is why I don't stream.
I enjoy
what I want to do is have a nice camera. Like no streaming setup I like. I like V's setup. V's have a nice setup. I like the way it has.
Just imagine that if we all just get together for a porn tier list. Oh my god! Hey, yeah, man, this gets me off really good.
Porn star tier list.
Oh shit! Male porn star tier list, judging off the size of dicks.
No,
what are you gay?
I won't be on that stream. That's you and your You still talk to your friend 1776 or what happened to her?
Yes.
She comes there and curses you out. Is she watching right now? She was funny.
She never watches, honestly. She crazy. Oh, you crazy lady? Oh my god. Yeah. I talked to her earlier today, I think.
You talked to her on the phone? A female?
Yeah.
That's insane, bro. That's tier 1.
Just don't have her make chicken, please.
See, MSK, I know you're getting pussy now. I know you're getting consistent pussy now. I mean, you got the blue hat, repping your Crips and your California Crip hat.
This is a
You be
YouTuber
walking
thing.
out, hang with the Negroes in your neighborhood.
Man, I don't like black people at all.
Nah, you out there hanging out.
Dude, I'm not black
Would
people.
you walk around with a MAGA hat? Would you walk around
not in this area. Are you out of your mind? I'm trying to get shot.
What? You're gonna get shot. You'll be good.
I'm just saying, like, black people are the most overrated race on this planet. Just saying, they deserve to be in jail.
You're black. We're not overrated. I feel like everybody has their pros and cons.
What are you talking about?
What?
I'm white.
You're white. But I'm white.
Bro, shit still kills me to this day, man.
Bro, every time I see that shit, I'm like, I fucking die laughing. Nigga, I just catch you wanting to be shit.
It just hits too hard.
Slap the shit out that nigga, bro.
Oh shit. Well, yeah, man.
Hey, did you see Daquan? Hold on, real quick. Did you see Daquan Wilshire met the voice actors of that dude?
No.
At Comic-Con, and dude was roasting Daquan. I was like, Daquan? Why they call this nigga Daquan? Hey, white folks over there. Any y'all niggas named Daquan? Bro, you had to go on Twitter and watch that. Shit's funny as hell.
Well, thank you for coming on to the show once again, man, for the 5th appearance. Next time I'll talk to you, you probably got like a girl, move out of your grandparents' house, probably on stream getting blown, actually, So, just want to say, everyone, thank you for checking out this episode of the Iron Man Podcast. We'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.